Alright, so present day Sierra here, literally on the day I'm releasing this video. The footage you're about to see is from like 3.5 weeks ago, and I had 6 good days during this vlog. The footage you're about to see, I recorded 4 vlogs on that day because I had so much more energy than I have been having. I had 6 good days. After those 6 days since then, all my symptoms have come back. I have debilitating fatigue, severe brain fog where I can't read or drive again, all the same symptoms. Debilitating pain that is so incredibly painful. Every day I'm in so much pain. Like, everything came back, and so I want you to take that into consideration when you're watching this. I'm so grateful I had 6 good days. We don't know what caused the good days or what's causing my bad days, so stay tuned for that. But I just wanted to put that disclaimer here because I was so excited in this vlog and really hoping that, you know, in my surgery recovery, this was going to be the new normal. Unfortunately, so far it hasn't. Who knows what will happen in the future, but please take that into consideration when you're watching this vlog. All right, enjoy. All right, so I am about a week and a half post-op, so post endometriosis surgery, and I have had multiple good days now. Sorry, my face is really red because I'm wearing red sweatpants and the sun is reflecting off of them into my face. So what I mean by a good day is that last Sunday I had a good day, so today's Saturday. Last Sunday I had a good day, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and today. That's 6 good days, and I have not had a good day in probably like 9-12 months because pretty much the last year, so today is like May 11th, the last year, so starting the end of May 2023, I started having monthly pain cycles that were the result of my endometriosis, and that lasted for 7 months. I had a 2-month break and then they started again. And it was just excruciating pain, and my symptoms just progressively got worse over that year as well. So for a year I was in excruciating pain and other just debilitating symptoms, and I got to the point right before my endo surgery where I was so sick, eating anything made me sick. All my GI tract was messed up, so going to the bathroom caused excruciating pain. I just had different random pains. I had back pain. I just was in so much discomfort. I felt like I couldn't move the middle of my body. I felt like I was in a straitjacket and I literally just couldn't move. Different positions, like laying on my back when my body was straight, that hurt because of the endo. So basically the endo had frozen the middle of my body in place, and I was just in excruciating pain no matter what I did. So I was completely disabled. My brain fog was so bad and my energy was so low, I could do nothing. I couldn't read. My brain fog was so bad. I couldn't drive because my brain fog was so bad, and I would get like overstimulated. So I just sat at home with my cats and like watched shows, watched YouTube. That was pretty much it. The only thing I did was put this vlog out because I felt like it connected me to other people. I could raise awareness, so it gave me like a purpose, and it felt like a therapy thing where I could vent. And that was what the last year was. And I didn't feel like myself. I was mildly depressed, and then when I went on the endomeds to suppress the endometrial tissue before surgery, which I unfortunately will have to be on for the rest of my life right now at this point is what they're telling me, I developed extreme depression and suicidal thoughts. And I dealt with those starting sometime in December of 2023. I had about a 1.5-month break, and then to some extent they just started building from there and got to the point where it was once again intrusive suicidal thoughts, just repetition stuff like you're a burden, the world is better off without you, etc. Really depressing stuff. And I was basically on suicide watch. Oh, God, I don't want to cry. Where my parents couldn't leave me alone, because if I was left alone, I could not stabilize my emotions on my own. I would just start to spiral in those intrusive thoughts, and that intrusive negative voice would be constant 24/7. And so my parents had to stabilize my emotions, which is like a psychology thing, is like being around other people, you stabilize your emotions and you recalibrate your emotions based on them and their like stability. And so right before my surgery for for like the week before and then the week after. That especially, my parents had to basically have me on suicide watch and be with me basically 24/7. And so that in and of itself is extremely traumatic. I have a lot of medical trauma, PTSD. I mean, it wasn't just this last year. I have been sick for 12 years of my life. That's almost half of my life, and that has sucked. And I have gone to so many doctors, and it has just been extremely depressing because I would try something, I would try new meds or new protocols, and none of them would work, and it would only give me more side effects and more symptoms that I then had to deal with. And it was just a really, really bad place and a cycle to be in, and I survived in it for a really long time. I even thrived in it for part of my life. I had a nonprofit, I had a social venture, I have a 4.0 at my school. I also did a ton of extracurriculars, but what I didn't know is that to do those things, I was in the fight or flight. And for probably 8-9 years, I was in the fight or flight, and that is how I survived. And that is incredibly stressful on your body. You're not supposed to be in that for more than short bursts of time. And so I am like in my healing era. I am doing so much, everything I can to just try to heal. I'm only a week and a half out of surgery, and I'm learning so much about my body, and maybe, fingers crossed, what my new normal could be. I'm not gonna bet on that because my health has been so unpredictable that at any point this could change. I also popped a stitch after surgery. I did that about a week after surgery, so that's put my healing back as well. All of that to say, what I really wanted to talk about today is that, yeah, my new era is my healing era. But I just read a Jason Pfeiffer email today that was talking about themes of his life. Like, he's taken his 20s, 30s, and 40s and created a theme for each decade, and also his career as the editor-in-chief of Entrepreneur, and gone through 3 different like themes in his career. And I was thinking about that, and I like that much better than goals, because goals have not worked for me recently with my health being so unpredictable. But a theme is like a direction that you head in, and I love that idea. And I kind of already been thinking about this, but not in that way. But my current theme is this. I don't know if you can read that because the glare is so horrible. There you go. You can read it a little bit there. So my current theme is reorganize, reconnect socially into my body, and reprioritize. So what that means to me is like reorganize. Like yesterday, I spent so much of the day reorganizing one of my emails, going through, deleting a bunch of stuff. I was almost out of space, so I was deleting a ton. I was organizing it. I was like getting my life together is what it felt like. I recently, earlier this year, had done that for a different email, but like organizing my emails, organizing my laptop, organizing my phone, organizing my physical space, organizing myself mentally, like just trying to get my life back together, because I've just been so behind for so long and only surviving and only reacting to things. And I'm trying to go back to being like proactive, because I actually have a little bit of energy to do that. And that's insane. I feel like I'm back to the old Sierra, which isn't even my healthy Sierra before I was 14. This is just where I was before a year ago. And so that's all relative, right? But I actually have a little bit of energy to like do stuff. So that was reorganize. Reconnect is huge to me right now. I have just been not able and have not had the capacity to be social with anyone really, except my parents and my therapist. Other than that, I mean, I have kept in touch with no friends. I've just had no capacity to be on social media, to respond to any messages, to stay in touch with anyone. And I've felt guilty about that because, number one, I feel like a terrible friend, and I have been an awful friend. It's not been my fault, it's not been my choice, but I just haven't been able to be there for anyone. And 2, I've been completely socially disconnected. I've been very isolated socially, not staying in touch with anyone, and that sucked, right? So I really want to connect socially to people again. Second, reconnect to my body. I have been disconnected for so long, and that was a coping mechanism to try to numb my symptoms, numb my pain, disconnect myself from my body so that I wasn't actively experiencing 10 out of 10 excruciating, debilitating pain and symptoms. And I want to reconnect. I want to become in tune with my body again. I want to get into like intuitive eating. For months, I was so hungry. I was so hungry all the time, and I don't know why. Probably from the meds, or the endo was maybe constricting some of my GI tract, so my brain wasn't getting the connection that I was like, I had enough food. And I have an eating disorder past. Honey. So with that eating disorder past, I want to get to intuitive eating. Like eat when I feel hungry, maybe get into intermittent fasting a little bit, try to eat as healthy as I possibly can. If I have energy at some point, try cooking for myself, all of this stuff. So I'm really excited about that because I feel like I can again, because I'm still in pain. I'm still really recovering from surgery, but I'm not in 10 out of 10 pain. So that would be really exciting. And finally, reprioritize, which to me, my health will now be number one 100% of the time. It goes above my social life. My health will be prioritized above work if I ever get back to working again. It will be prioritized above school if I ever get back to school again. My health will be number one, and I have not been putting it number one. School would come first. That's why I have a 4.0. Grades should not come before your health because it's so hard to get your health back. And so, honey, so at this point, that is my goal, is health above all else, and then kind of figure out, like, try to get back into my social life, prioritize that higher. Honey, prioritize, you know, my family, prioritize being outside in nature, which goes with my health, prioritize, like, what kind of work I want to do, passion work, maybe actual work, maybe I could actually work again, that would be insane. Maybe I could go back to school again, that would be incredible. So, like, there's just so much. It's like reconnecting to life, trying to live life again, trying to thrive and not just survive, trying to be like a human. All these things I've not had the privilege of for so long with my health, because working is a privilege, going to school is a huge privilege, having a social life is a privilege that so many people with chronic illness or who are disabled do not have. And I'm incredibly excited to explore what happens next. I don't know. In saying this, I'm so afraid that, like, in a week it could all come crashing down and my symptoms could change and go back to how they were. But the goal, the hope, is that that will not be the case. And again, I don't necessarily want goals, I want themes. The reorganize, reconnect, reprioritize is my theme, and health first. So if something happens, then we'll just go back to health first. So that's what I want to talk about in this vlog. Life is incredibly exciting right now, and I actually have hope and optimism for the future, which I didn't for so long, with just the depression and the intrusive thoughts that the meds have caused. But I'm taking another med to try to combat that, and I think that's kicked in. So anyway, incredibly excited for what's to come. Thank you for being on this journey and sticking with me through the worst of times, and hopefully you'll stick with me, like, if it continues to be bad in the future, who knows after this vlog what will happen, or if it starts to get better. I'm just really excited to share this journey and connect with you, hopefully help others, and try to become a human again. All right, wish me luck, and I hope you're having a fabulous day, and I will talk soon, my friends. Bye.